welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new Sims 4 speed build. And in today's video I decided to build something New York related again because I've been missing New York big time and I've been really in the mood to build a cool New York City loft, but I'm treating you to two lofts and some community style builds as well, because I built two buildings that are like taken out of the streets of New York, one of which is rather like the industrial classic brown brick, and the other one is made from stone, more like beige stone and more like glamorous in a way. So I obviously had to furnish both of the lofts, and underneath we have some community lots because there are usually like shops, restaurants and cafes and stuff underneath the apartments and lofts in New York. So I decided to create a little bit of realism with that and added a little bookshop and a cafe, which you'll see me build towards the end of this video. But first we are furnishing the two lofts, and if you've been around on my channel, I mean, you know how much I love creating these streets of multiple houses and creating a kind of realistic city vibe, especially with New York. I think San Myshuno is just the perfect world for creating a New York vibe. So yeah, I couldn't help myself and build two, obviously, and I had such a good time. It was so inspiring and I felt really like all my creative juices were flowing really nicely with this build, especially the exterior. I had so much fun with because this time I needed two buildings instead of three, and I'm on a lot that I've never really built a video before. It's the lot where the art gallery is located in San Myshuno. I really love that lot because it's in such a cool like neighborhood and surrounded by really cool and tall buildings, and I really love lots like this. Like I said, the exterior of the two buildings is rather different and I wanted to create a kind of cool contrast that also is reflected on the interior of those builds. So both will look different on the interior, and on the exterior I just had such a blast creating like the most detailed exteriors for New York houses, because I've been looking at inspo photos and everything, and there's just so much detail on like these New York buildings that I kind of wanted to translate as well as possible into The Sims 4. And I used like lots of columns and trims and window trims and everything to create this really authentic and realistic look. Most of the trims are from Alexander. For the brick building, I actually used the Loft living columns and trims by Peacemaker, so they were perfect for those like arched window moments, especially because I combined them with windows from Charlie Pancakes, because Charlie Pancakes created a really cool range of industrial windows which just screamed loft to me, and I just needed to build a loft, I mean two kind of with them, and yeah, they were perfect with those arches. And then in the right building I used them in like the square shape because I love those too, and all of the windows are so pretty. There's a huge variety of different styles, heights, everything. Yeah, definitely love that pack. I've been needing industrial like loft windows like this for a long time, and I'm so happy that Charlie Pancakes decided to create these because they're absolutely beautiful and very detailed. So say goodbye to the Moschino windows. We'll be using these from now on. And yeah, I really hope you like how this build turns out, like exterior and interior wise, residential and community lot wise. So yeah, I really hope you will enjoy this video, and if you do, then please leave a like down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you don't want to miss out on like seeing my videos when they come out, you can hit the notification bell and then you'll be notified whenever I post. But yeah, I really hope you like them. I really hope you'll like how different the lofts both are, and obviously I also want you to like the community lots. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff to this build, so yeah, let's get into it. Obviously the interiors, like I said, are very different in both buildings because I wanted to reflect the exterior colors and styles in these builds. So the first one, I went for a really cool color scheme by using white, creams and dark brown wood. The windows on this building are dark brown wood, so I feel like that kind of tied in that color really well, and I obviously used like furniture in that style, and I went for really beautiful white wooden flooring, and this white wood flooring really makes the room pop because The colors of the walls and like the style of the wall is more traditional, and the floors feel a little bit rough and a little bit, I don't know, industrial in a way. I didn't go for a fully industrial look on either of the two, but they're definitely like industrial inspired. And one thing that I did in this and the other loft as well is I created a lot of exposed like features that a lot of people probably want to hide, like exposed radiators, exposed pipes. The pipes that I used are from Tuds's new restaurant set, and they're so cool to create like really cool heating pipe moments, which is very industrial or lofty to have like exposed features like that. It actually adds to the overall like coziness of both of the homes, I think, because in The Sims, detailed builds always look better than very minimal builds. So if you only include very little things in The Sims, it can look quite bland sometimes just because it's The Sims. Even though in real life minimalism is like super beautiful, in The Sims it doesn't always translate really well, and adding those little details in The Sims 4 is just such a cool way to create realism and authenticity in a way, while making the home look cozy and kind of lived in, and yeah, a little bit more like familiar in a way. So yeah, we have a lot of those like exposed features. We also have like exposed columns and other like trims that you'll see especially in the bedroom upstairs. And I think all these like old or exposed features combined with the dark brown in this color scheme kind of creates a retro vibe, but not in a like cheesy retro way where you're like, oh my god, this is really like obviously and heavily retro, but it's like a slight retro feel, which I am absolutely here for. I love this color combination, and SixMCC was so kind to give me the retro CC set, and I obviously had to include the items in this loft and the other one as well, but in this one I think they really worked super well. There's such beautiful vases in that set, absolutely stunning. I will be using them forever and ever and ever, and yeah, I really loved using those. And then there's like really cool lamps. There's a cute little retro telephone which I'm obsessed with. I absolutely needed to use that in this build. There's record players with really cool records, and obviously there's also some more furniture and stuff like that, but I didn't want to overload the retro vibes here. I only dotted them here and there, but I think this slight retro and industrial vibe really comes across quite well in this build, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely here for it. I did use a really cool concrete counter for the kitchen, which looks super stylish, and I think it works really well with the dark brown wood, as well as like the more industrial vibe that I went for here. I'm a sucker for concrete anyway, so I could use concrete everywhere. But yeah, here it really worked, and that made me super happy, especially because concrete is also like grey, so it's more light rather than like the black, which would cause like a really stark contrast, which I didn't want in this apartment too much. But yeah, the concrete really makes the kitchen pop in my opinion. And I included two dining setups. One is a bit more informal in the corner with a cute little round table, and then there is a more formal dining table as well. But coming to probably my highlight of this first loft is the upstairs bedroom and bathroom, which is one big open space, because, you know, lofts are often converted warehouses, and like those are usually quite spacious and wide and open. So I decided to go for an open bathroom and bedroom situation here as well, and the bedroom is just to die for in my opinion. I did include the external features that I used for like all the trims and columns and stuff. I decided to include them here as well on the interior because it adds such amazing depth, and it doesn't look weird at all. Like, it looks really cool. It looks very authentic. It looks so cool and interesting in my opinion. I'm now like wanting to move into one of these industrial lofts with those exposed features. Absolutely love it, and it adds so much depth. That's something that's so important in The Sims 4. It's the depth. I definitely love when windows and walls and stuff look really interesting and cool on the interior as well. But yeah, like I said, there is an open space bathroom with no proper like walls and doors, because that's just what I went for. And then there's a cute little open wardrobe space as well, because that's very industrial and very loft. Like when I think of loft, I always think of these like open wardrobes, which are really cute, even though I'm terrified of all the dust that would get on the clothes. But yeah, let's move on to the second loft, because that one is really interesting in terms of layout, I think. I mean, it's equally like open as the other one, if not more. I didn't include any interior walls here. It's two fully open rooms, and I went, like I said, for a different style here. We have dark brown wood flooring, white walls, and like more rough walls, and in general a bit more of a rough look with like overhead vents. Obviously again the exposed features like the pipes and the radiators and so on. And it is a bit smaller because it's only a 2-story loft, and the other one is a 3-story loft. But that's why I think it is a bit more cozy than the other one. Like, I really like the layout of this second loft just for how cozy it feels. You'll see definitely like the kitchen is my highlight of this entire loft. Love, 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 love that kitchen layout especially. But yeah, I also here turned up a little bit of a retro vibe here and there with the record players, and like it's just a little bit of a retro vibe, not too much obviously, but I'm getting that retro vibe, probably also because of the amount of dark brown I used. For me that like screams retro, but yeah, like balanced out with all the whites and creams and also a lot of blacks in this one. It doesn't feel like too retro. It's like a mixture of industrial glam and retro in a way. But yeah, there's a cute little living room in the corner, and then there's a little dining table moment in front of like huge open shelves, which I cluttered up with so much kitchen clutter. It looks so homely and so cozy, and that dining table separates kind of the living room from the kitchen slash dining area. And the kitchen is really, really small, like it's a really tiny kitchen, but I love it. Like I really, really love that layout so much. I did use the new Octave kitchen by Harry because I just can't get over that top oven moment that you have the possibility of building with this set, and obviously the swatches with this like dark brown slash terracotta metal was just perfect for the style of this loft. And yeah, it's a really cozy, really cute kitchen, like I said, and so is the bedroom. The bedroom is it is a big room, but the bed itself is from Little Dicker. It's just such a cool bed with that like throw on the top. I love like a little bit of a rough duvet moment. And the bathroom and the bedroom are separated by a glass divider, which is also giving me industrial vibes. It's a window by Harry, but it looks rather industrial, and yeah, I really love how this is like an open bathroom moment. You literally walk up and there's this freestanding bathtub there in the middle of the room kind of, and I don't know, I really like this combination of living spaces. I am a huge fan of open living spaces. I adore them so much. So yeah, that is it for the two lofts, but like I said, I did build a cute little bookshop and a cafe downstairs, so we fill up the ground floor of this these two buildings, and they don't just look empty, they feel a bit more realistic. And obviously to create like the most realistic feel for this lot, and like to not have these two buildings stand out like a sore thumb in this environment, I created a cute little street moment with some zebra crossings and like traffic lights, etc., and like little details to make this street come to life. And yeah, the bookstore that I built is a very classy bookstore, so is the cafe. They're very classy and elegant and glamorous in a way, with those beautiful shelves from the living room set by Felix and Harry, and I cluttered that with books from that set as well. Just perfect for like a cute little bookstore like that. And then we have a huge like island in the middle, where we have lots of books lying around on there that you can look through, and so on. And then in the cafe, I created a rather small cafe with some really cute seats. The tables and chairs are from the cold brew set by Pierism, which is such a beautiful set for cafes. It's like giving me old-fashioned Parisian / European vibes, and I think for New York those kind of cafe styles work really, really well. And I combine that pack with some of the items from the spoon set by Harry, obviously, like the cafe bar where you order and stuff like that, that's from the spoon set. And then there's also items that I used from Little Dicker's cafe set as well. All three of those I think flow really well together, and there's so many cool cafe items that you can create, such detailed and realistic cafes. But yeah, I'm afraid we're getting to the end of the speed build now. There is still the tour of both of the lofts and obviously the shops and cafes coming up. So I really hope you'll watch that as well. That would really be appreciated. And yeah, I hope you like this build as much as I do. I'm really loving it. I'm quite proud of it, and I really hope you've had fun watching this video and enjoyed seeing those lofts come together. And yeah, I can't wait to see you again next week with a brand new Sims 4 speed build. Bye!